All right, so in this video, we're going to go over the top 10 things that you must know before you pick your neighborhood. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Ray Wilkie with the Real Agent Now group right here in Seattle, Washington. If this is your first time to this channel, you want all the videos and you want to know everything about living in Seattle, make sure you tap that subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. We get calls, emails, text messages every single day from people moving and relocating here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving, relocating to the Seattle Metro, anywhere, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send the Seahawk. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back on moving to Seattle, Washington. All right, so I've compiled a list of 10 things that's really going to help you decide that perfect neighborhood, that perfect area. Seattle's kind of landlocked. You have, a bunch of bodies of water. You got a couple main freeways. You got east side, you got west side. You need to figure out what you're moving here for, and then that allows you to pick that perfect neighborhood. So first and foremost, let's start with number one. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you know I talk about the commute and driving. It is no secret. Seattle's actually ranked number 7 in the nation for worst traffic. And it's not because of so many people here, but it's for what I said. You're landlocked. You got a bunch of water. You have like one major freeway that goes through the downtown Seattle from north to south, I-5. So that is what causes so much traffic issues. So the first thing we need to do is figure out your commute. Where are you working? Why are you moving here? Are you moving here for, schools, for a job, retiring, whatever that is? We need to get you close to it. It looks close on the map. It could be 7, 8, 9 miles away, but it could take you maybe an hour during rush hour or more, and it's just not worth it. So figuring out that commute is going to be the number one thing we need to do. So when you reach out to us, we figure out your why you moving here, and then we can really start narrowing it down. All right, so some of the main reasons that people are moving here is because of the work and the jobs. So let's talk about a few things of the commute. A lot of people are working basically from Pioneer Square to up to South Lake Union. That's where Amazon is. So, in those neighborhoods, you can live really close to it in the Queen Anne's, the East Lake, West Lake, those kind of areas, and be close. But some of you might be coming for the Microsofts, Nintendos, and some of those. That's going to be on the east side, Renton, Bellevue. So we're probably going to want to be over there. Commuting, we're going to be talking about that a little later, is not going to be optimal if you're going from one of those places to the other. So if you are working downtown, you may want to consider some of the options on the west side. And you can go up north. You can go up to Green Lake, Beacon Hill, Fremont, Ballard, some of those areas that even have public transportation. That's going to be a great option. Now, if you're going to be moving and working on that east side, then Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, those are the kind of areas you're going to be looking at. But ultimately, being able to walk to work is the best. So if you are doing, the Amazon job, East Lake, West Lake, Belltown, Lower Queen Anne, a lot of those areas right there, you're going to be able to walk. All right, so number 2, well, you do need to pick. Are you going to be on that east side or the west side? So, obviously the main downtown, it's grungier, it's hipper, there's more to do. You got the skyscrapers, the nightlife. Obviously there's a lot of families and retirees there too, but you're going to definitely have a lot more nightlife. And, just going stereotypical, the east side over there, the Bellevues and stuff, they're kind of more uppity shops. You got, a lot of just newer stuff. Seattle's old city. It's founded a long time ago. Definitely cleaning up, but that is your major difference. So we need to figure out east or west side, because getting from one side to the other is definitely not optimal. You only have 2 ways to get there. There is a third if you literally go all the way up and around Lake Washington, but you'll never do that. You're going to take the 520 or you're going to take I-90. I-90 is the floating bridge, and that is what a lot of people take because it's free. The 520 is the most direct shot, but hey, it's going to cost you money. It's tolled. But if you are going to live on the east side in like the Bellevue areas but work downtown Seattle, you're probably going to want to be in the Mercer Island, which is obviously right in the middle. The Victoria neighborhood in Bellevue, those kind of areas that are really close to the interstate getting on and off. So if you kind of want the best of both worlds, there's 2 spots. You can either go up north into the Kenmore, Bothell area, and you're going to be at the northern end of Lake Washington. So you can drop right down to Seattle, right down to Bellevue, or on the south side of it is Renton. That way you can kind of head up either way. So those are the north and south boundaries. Renton will be the more affordable area, but we're starting to really see that area grow. Renton's right there at the south side of Lake Washington. So again, yes, it has its it's east and west routes right up to those main cities. All right, so number 3 on the list is going to be your personality. So again, we'll kind of just separate this with the east and the west. If you really family oriented, really good schools, more suburbia, the newer shops, strip malls, that kind of stuff, you're definitely going to want to be on that east side. Basically all of those. Even on the other side of Lake Sammamish over there in Sammamish, Washington, absolutely incredible. But if you want that nightlife, the real walkability, kind of the older, the true Seattle, it's going to be just the Seattle side, that west side. So all the way up north, up to the Ballards, the Fremonts, super fun. I really like it up there because there's a lot going on. A lot of farmers markets, a lot of like festivities from 4th of July to Christmas parades, a lot of breweries, a lot of, wineries, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot going on up there north. The whole like real right downtown scene is definitely not optimal for my lifestyle, and it could be for you. So if you really are wanting the true Seattle, you're going to be on that west side, and the east side is going to be more suburban. You're going to have really, really, really nice neighborhoods, schools, that whole thing. All right, so the number 4 thing is, are you going to be using public transportation? This is something that they're really trying to push and increase the amount of public transportation, like the light rail and stuff. We'll get into that, but there are a lot of buses. So you can go, that whole Fremont, Finney Ridge, everything, and it's got a bunch of stops, but it'll get you to downtown Seattle in less than an hour. So that is available. But again, you have I-5. That goes straight up and down Seattle. And so you're going to have a lot of bus routes that take you there. Plus, okay, we do have the light rail. Right now, it's not going up there yet, but that's going to cover Northgate, Green Lake, a lot of those really highly destination areas. Ballard, Fremont, those are right by I-5, so they're going to have stations to get you down as well. And that light rail takes you all the way south to the SeaTac. So SeaTac, Rainier Beach, a lot of those areas, you can actually take the light rail right up into Seattle. So if you're looking for public transportation, basically anywhere by that I-5, Northgate in the next few years is going to have it. Plus, it's going to head over to the east side. That is something to look for in the next few years. Bellevue and all the way up to Redmond is going to have the light rail. So that will be another great option. And that literally goes right into number 5. If you are driving, you need to consider how close you are to the freeways. So with the landlocked, with the tiny slivers of land here, the farther you get away from I-5, obviously you get closer to water, so it's more expensive, nicer neighborhoods. But they're all just little streets. There's really no main arterials that get you to the freeway for quick access. So if you got to get to the freeways quick, then you're going to really want to start looking a little bit closer to I-5. It can really take you a long time to get to some of those freeways. So again, we're working with clients from everywhere who have these parts. We have some little pocket neighborhoods and some secret areas that you can get onto those freeways quick. So again, really just transportation, where you're going to live, commuting, all of that is just going to be the number 1 factor when you move to Seattle. And with that, we got to place you in the right spot. All right, so number 6 on the list, if you're not taking public transportation, driving, but you're going to be a frequent flyer and using that SeaTac airport, that is another thing to consider. Now, if you're going to be flying at like different parts of the day that aren't rush hour, you can get down there pretty quick, but you got to think, SeaTac is way down south. It's down there by Rainier Beach and Renton and all of those areas. So you're going to want to live close to it. But again, if it's not during rush hour, it's not as hard. But you're going to be leaving, 6, 7 o'clock, and you're going to try and live up in the Ballards and Fremonts and stuff. It's really going to take you a long time. The cool thing is, if you get onto the east side of Lake Washington and Issaquah and all those, that's actually a pretty good drive down to the SeaTac. So really anything over there to the east or to the south of Seattle is going to be a pretty good option. And that also leaves West Seattle, which is actually just southwest of downtown Seattle. The West Seattle people don't even claim to be in Seattle. You got the junction blocks, lots of stuff to do there too. So that is definitely a lot closer than heading up north and trying to get down to the SeaTac a lot. Number 7, how walkable do you want your neighborhood? Are you wanting more of a quiet area, or are you wanting something that you can actually get around, get to grocery stores, all of those little shops, restaurants, bars? That is going to be something that we really need to dive into. If that is your lifestyle and you like that stuff close, there are some incredible areas. Again, it's going to relate to where you work. But the cool thing is, especially on that east side, they're really starting to make all of their downtown scenes, no matter where you go, very, very walkable and full of everything you need. Bellevue alone has 200 plus shops that are covered, free parking, all the restaurants, bars, anything you can think of, and parks. So that's what you see. The whole Redmond area up there, just to the northeast, We see a lot of people, they've built a whole brand new area down there too. So a lot of young professionals in these areas, retirees, kind of everybody, especially families because of all the parks, nature you see on that east side. But if you really want like the true walkability, like the downtown Seattle area, the Queen Anne, Lower Queen Anne's, all of those areas are going to be your best bet. Like that is exactly why people live there. Again, the West Seattle area too, because then you get the beaches, the nature, and the junction blocks. It's kind of a hip funk town. So we need to figure out kind of exactly what your lifestyle is. Then there's the neighborhoods that literally you got to drive to the grocery stores, to all the shops, and you are very peaceful. Giant old growth trees, views. If that's more your style, again, we got a lot of those neighborhoods. I've done a bunch of neighborhood videos too, so you can click through a bunch of those and see which ones fit you best. But also just to reach out and we'll be able to, figure out where you're working, lifestyle, all that. And then that goes right into number 8. So you can live in some neighborhoods that are a little bit louder and a little bit quieter. So number 8 on the list is just how much noise can you handle. Again, the downtown scene, the ambient noise, the nightlife is going to bring a lot of traffic, where if you get into some of these older, even like the Mercer Islands is very peaceful. It has a cool little downtown scene, but it's going to be a lot quieter. And if you do like the nightlife a little bit louder but not downtown, definitely check out Capitol Hill. The University District, some of those areas where you're going to get a lot of walkability, a lot of things to do, but you're not right downtown. If you go up to the Bothell, Kenmore, and out to Woodinville, like any of those areas, they're really going to be treed, quiet. So it's, again, how much can you handle? What are you really looking for when you move here? And we will find the perfect spot. Number 9 on the list, this is something that I love. If you want the nature, everything that makes Seattle beautiful, then let's find those areas. So Green Lake is definitely an area that is just booming. You have parks all the way around it. A lot of people up there that are just super active. The active lifestyle, I think, is what people crave. And so there's a lot of communities that are embracing that. Redmond has the Merrimore Park. It's literally like hundreds of acres right on the north side of Lake Sammamish. Absolutely gorgeous. There are trails that can take you from Lake Sammamish to downtown Seattle, and a bunch of neighborhoods in between, where the Burt Gilman Trail will literally dissect your neighborhood. You can hop on it and head into Seattle, head to Lake Sammamish. So if nature's your thing and parks, there's actually 485 parks in the Seattle metro, the Seattle proper area, and literally 12%. Think of this number, 12% of Seattle is literally green space and parks. So it is everywhere. There's a lot of areas that really embrace it more and have a lot more parks just literally anywhere. And then you have the areas that aren't so close to it. But basically the entire Seattle proper is going to have gorgeous parks and beauty. So if you want, those big plush parks, or maybe the opposite, you kind of want the Puget Sound, you want the beaches. There is a lot of lake living. There's a lot of the Puget Sound living. So there are different styles in nature that you're looking for. Number 10 is something that we preach all the time to everybody who calls us. We got to go and get boots to the ground. We got to go drive these neighborhoods, because literally 90% of the time people come with us with 3 or 4 ideas of the perfect location for them. When we hear them out, when we talk to them, we schedule a call, we figure out their lifestyle, where they need to work. We can almost guarantee you we know where you need to be. And it's funny because they'll go to the 2, 3, 4 spots that they think really fit them. They're like, ooh, that's a bad idea. I could never live here. And then we're able to recommend one. But not every time. Sometimes people do hit a home run, but without being here, without being boots to the ground or driving through them or seeing them yourself, you just don't know. That's what we're here for. We do tours for our home buyers, and we take you into the neighborhoods. We'll pop doors open to the houses that you like and you feel. That's what makes it so special when you move here, because it's really hard. Moving here is all you got to worry about. The rest is taken care of by us. So in order to do that, you got to reach out to us and give us a call. Shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send us the Seahawk. However you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when moving to Seattle, Washington. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.